Hey, greetings and salutations. Check this out. So I've been out here wrapping things up, kind of trying to wrap things up a little bit, at least tying up some loose ends. And first thing I did this morning when I came out here was I started the Jeep up. And initially it ran like a watch. And as soon as I gave it a little bit of throttle, it started running like garbage again, missing and spitting and sputtering and coughing. I could smell the seafoam in the exhaust. I figured, you know what? I'm going to take this thing out and give it a rip around the block and put a load on it and see if that helps a little bit. And when you know it, I took it out and I drove it around the block about a mile. And the thing runs right as rain. It just runs as smooth as ever. In fact, I came back and I shut it down and then I left it set for a couple minutes. I came back and cranked it back up and let it idle for a couple minutes, stuck my foot in it a few times, turned the thing off, ran a diagnostic on it. No codes. Scores! So anyway, in here, messing around with some things, and I had to take this stuff out to get a wire fed. And believe it or not, that Pioneer head unit does work. And it actually is plugged into an adapter, but for some reason the constant power wire that goes to the on the original harness is not powered up, so I had to run a fused wire down to the fuse box. And check this out, look at that. Oh, I'm gonna get a copyright violation. So that works. Bonus. What's beeping? It's got to be the stereo. Anyway, let me see. Oh, you're still recording. All right, so I took the door panel back off that side because I had to push the window channel back up. I still don't have a window channel for this side. Oh, and I gotta add that to the list. And that's those things ain't cheap, man. Those are like $30 to $50 depending on where you get them. Hold on a second, I gotta write this down. All right. So I'm nearing the end of this project, and man, that thing shuts nice. And quite frankly, after taking this thing for a rip around the block, I'm having second thoughts about selling this one, boys. I'm thinking about selling the green one. I don't need two, but this one's a ripper, man. I may end up keeping this one. Time will tell. You'll know within the next couple of weeks, I would imagine. But I need to start getting rid of some of this garbage around here. I'm just sick and tired of looking at it. Anyway, let's have a little chat about what I got into this and why I'm thinking of keeping it. All right, hang on, guys, because this list is gonna go fast, and I'll put this same list over my beautiful face so that you can follow along. But this is what I got into it. I sat down and I figured out what I had into it. This is not including the original purchase price of $350. So here's my list. Fenders, hood, the header panel, the part that ties the two front fenders together where the headlights go, the grille and the bezels, the turn lenses, the front fender flares, power steering pulley, air box, battery box, radiator, condenser, the lower dash part, center console, the glove box door, the bumper, the roof rack, an oil filter because I did an oil change on it shortly after I bought it, manifold gasket when I replaced and repaired the exhaust manifold, can of seafoam, door cranks, all new door cranks, window sweeps, the steering wheel, 3 bottles of Totally Awesome cleaner, the bed coating, which was the biggest expense of the entire project, and a can of flat black paint, say that fast 3 times, and the little windshield clips. And so I figured I'm into it somewhere for in the neighborhood of $1,175 in parts to bring it to the condition that it's in now. And considering where it came from, I'd say it's a pretty good deal. That's not taking into consideration my time and sweat equity. And if you $1,175 roughly, give or take, plus the $350 purchase price, brings me to a grand total of $1,525. So if I sold it right now, as is, for $2,000, I'd make a little bit of money. I really can't count it as making a little bit of money. I would recoup a little bit more money than I'm going to lose. But I'm not done yet. And this project is not done yet. And one of the things that I really think I have to do, especially in this area of the country, is get the air conditioning running. So I've got a new condenser in it, but I don't have the air conditioning lines. There's two hard lines that, not hard lines, there's two lines I need to get to hook up the air conditioning, and then I need to recharge it. So I'm figuring for about $100 I can get that done. I'd like to get a dash pad, and those run about $40 because I'm not going to replace the dash. I'm just not going to go through the time and headache to rip that entire dash out just to replace the dash cover. So I'm going to put a dash pad on it. Runs about, like I said, about $40. To really be an effective off-road vehicle, I should put at least some newer rubber on it. Those really aren't off-road tires, those are street tires. I figure I can get into a set of used tires with about 50% tread life, 50 to 60% tread life in for about $150, $200. The little front valance piece that ties the fender flares together underneath the bumper, I'd like to get that. Some dome lights, and some rear speakers, because I stole the rear speakers out of that and put them in the 98. So now that the stereo works, I'd really like to get some rear speakers in there, and the little window channel, which runs another, I think, $40. That little window channel that on a driver's side door. So for another $350, I'll finish it up for a grand total, I think, of what was it? 1525, 350, that's $1,875. For $1,875 into this, for less than $2,000, for less than $2,000, I've got a very capable overlanding rig that I can take out in the desert and run side by side with this hoopty hunk of shit. So that's where we're at right now. Another thing I forgot to mention, I do need to get a new battery, because this battery does not fit. I have a new battery box, but I can't put it in until I get a new battery that fits the battery box. This battery's too big. It's too big. Too big. So I'll probably just get a really cheap Walmart battery for now. And I need to get an air filter. I still need to get an air filter. So now there's another, what, $50 for a battery, $15 for an air filter. It just keeps adding up. And there's the point I'm trying to make is at some point there's a point of diminishing return where you're going backwards. And you know, I can ask $2,500 for this, but am I going to get $2,500 for this? Yeah, it's possible. Not likely, but it's possible. We'll see. We'll see. But right now I'm got that head unit installed. I'm going to clean up the dashboard a bit and get some of that filth out of the nooks and crannies and put the dash back together, and then we should be sitting pretty good. Clean this thing out and see where it goes from there. But what a ripper, man. That thing is just, we want to go for a ride? Come on, I'll take you for a rip around the block. Heck yeah. I hate it when that thing don't close. That's another thing I'd like to do with both of these Jeeps. Get rid of that freaking thing and put hood pins in it. Get rid of the freaking pull thing and just put hood pins on it. Like the kind that bleeping Jeep has on his. There. Get your thumb stuck in there. That would freaking hurt like the dickens. Alright. See if it runs any better now. Oh, allergic. Listen to that. Oh, all right. Watch me run out of gas and I get halfway around the block. Oops. Pulls a little to the right, but I think that might be the tire. Got a, it's either a Flowmaster or it's a Thrush welded muffler, and it's quieter than the 98 that has a factory style muffler on it. I think this has a cat on it too. Oh, there you go. A little rip around the block. That's the radio turning off. Well, anyway, that's what I got into it. And time will tell if I can get my money back out of it. And if I can, I'll keep it. And I'll sell the green one. Still like to get a headliner for this thing, but it's not necessary. Just put some sound deadening on it, take the tinning noise out of it. So what do you think? Comment in the comment section. So if you like this series, smash that like button, share it with your vast social media network if you're so inclined. That'll help the channel quite a bit if you're to do so. If you haven't subscribed yet, underneath this window is a button that says subscribe, and then if you click that, why don't you go ahead and do me a favor and click that little bell icon that's right next to it. That way YouTube will let you know the next time I upload a video. You don't want to miss this, do you? I didn't think so. Check the links in the description for any of the products that I've used in this video series and the gear that I use to make these videos. And if you're not inclined to buy any of those things, but shop on Amazon anyway, would you do me a huge? Would you go through one of those links to get whatever it is you are shopping for? That way the channel can earn a little bit of a commission and I can offset some of these costs. You know, it didn't cost anything to watch these videos, but they ain't free to make, man. If you could do that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you in advance. And if you can't do that, that's okay too. Don't worry about it. This means we're probably related. So with that being said, until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry. Have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye! Like a kitten.